All right, Detroit, good morning. We are proud to have a fellow broadcaster with us, someone who grew up with us and we watched grow.
Yes.
Who is a radio professional as we continue to close out now Women's Month in the month of March. AP has joined us. Good morning.
AP.
Good morning.
There you go. Wait a minute. Now I got
Yeah,
you.
let me hear her voice. Let me hear that voice. There
Good
she
morning,
is.
Mason. Good morning, Starr.
Okay, so we're gonna start at the beginning. What high school did you go to?
I graduated from Murray Wright.
Murray Wright.
Yes,
So
I
it's
graduated
still
from Murray
open.
Wright. It's not.
No, it's
It's
closed
not.
now.
It's
But
so closed.
How close was it to closing when you graduated?
I think Murray closed in 2006. I graduated in 01.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you graduate with Reggie Reg?
No, Reggie's older than me.
He's older.
Yeah, Reggie's older than me.
Well,
Wow.
you guys got a reunion coming up. I just got details, and I'll keep you posted on that. But yeah, somebody's organizing a Murray Wright class reunion.
Oh,
so
Lord.
yeah, y'all go.
I'm not sure if I want to go to that.
Now you gotta go.
I'm not sure if I want to go to that.
So you go to Murray Wright High School
Yes,
and graduate.
I
What did
graduated.
you do after graduation?
After
and
gra-
where was radio in that?
You know what? I didn't think anything about radio. Like, I never knew that was going to be a thing.
Okay,
I
so
knew
you-
that I was going to do something that involved speaking.
Really?
Yeah, I thought I was going to be a
Why?
lawyer, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a lawyer.
yeah, I thought I was going to be a lawyer. That's actually what I thought.
So you were young and so you told your mom and all of that you're gonna be a lawyer.
I told everybody, they knew it was going to be something I was going to talk. They knew that.
So you always like to talk.
Always.
Yeah.
I got in trouble every day for talking.
You have brothers and sisters?
I do. It is 8 of us.
Wow, that's a
Yeah.
Christmas family.
Yeah, my mom had a clan of children.
All right. So you leave Murray Wright. What's next?
I leave Murray. I go to Eastern Michigan. And then I was like, yeah, I don't know if I don't really know what I want to do here. I said, I want to find something else. So I looked up Specs Howard.
Oh, you left Eastern altogether.
Yeah, I left Eastern. Yeah, because it was like, I don't know, I wasn't getting it. I was just like, yeah, I don't think this is for me. You know, you get somewhere and you just figure out it's not for you, and then you don't have any time to waste. I got to move on. And so I was
How
like,
long did you stay?
I stayed for 2.5 years.
Oh, that's a long time.
Yeah, it was a long time. Yeah. And then I left and went to Specs.
But wait a minute. Let me go back to Eastern.
Go back to Eastern. Ooh,
You were majoring in what?
was majoring in business.
Okay.
Yeah, I was majoring in business, and then I didn't like it. I felt like this isn't. I think I felt like I was trying to satisfy the fact that like I was one of the first people to go to college. I was trying to do that
your
thing.
family, yeah.
And I was like, yeah, this not gonna work.
not gonna
Nah, this not it.
So so then after 2.5 years,
Yeah.
you leave Eastern Michigan University and go to a broadcasting school.
Yeah, and I loved it. I fell in love with Specs Howard. I fell in love. Love.
Tell us about Specs Howard. Who were some of your favorite instructors and what did you learn the most from
Well,
that experience?
From that experience, I feel like Specs was very hands-on, so it was more, I got to get into it. I'm a hands-on learner. Like, I can book learn, but you got to throw me out there. Yeah. So Specs was very hands-on, and we learned old school radio. See, a lot of people don't even know what that is. So, like, we learned how to, like, splice.
Yeah.
And put together.
Wow.
Like, I don't even think they even teach that anymore. Like,
no,
on the old,
not
yeah.
because of digital.
Yeah,
no.
they don't teach that anymore. See, I got it when it was good.
Yeah.
So if everything breaks down in the
know what to
studio,
do.
I still know what to do.
You know what a card is?
Yeah, of
Get
course.
it, girl.
Come on now.
If she can splice, she knows
I know
what
how
a
to
card
splice.
is.
All
Angie.
right, I got you. She know old school radio.
AP,
Go
so
ahead.
you
Know how to
go to
splice.
Specs Howard. Who were some of the instructors you liked a lot?
Oh my God. Kernan, Keela.
Jake Kernan.
Yep, Kernan. Keela Carson.
Keela.
That was one of my favorites. Sue. You remember Sue?
Yes,
Oh
yes.
man. I just
Wow.
my whole experience was amazing.
had a good time
Yeah,
there.
I had a good time.
You then leave Specs Howard to do what?
I leave Specs Howard and, it's a crazy story. So I leave Specs Howard and I'm like, I need to get a job in radio. And I tried to intern at a station. And I got in there and I just wasn't feeling it. I was
Really?
like, yeah, I need to make me some money. This internship not gonna work. I need to just make money. And one of the things that we learned in school was that you're not going to get a job after school. They flat out told us, like, it's gonna take some time. And I was like, not me. It's not gonna take me no time. So I went to the radio station and I was like, yeah, I need to work here. And they were like,
that's what you told
yeah,
me.
I was like, yeah, I need to work
wait,
here.
You go to a radio station and you say to them, I need to
I was
work
bold.
here. Not would you take me as an
Nah,
intern?
nah.
Do you mind if I shadow someone?
No.
You say to them, who you do not know,
I don't know these people.
I need to work here.
I need to work here.
And what was their reaction?
They were like, who are you? They were like, who are you? And, you know, I mean, I'm fresh out of school, so I have zero experience. So I'm like, I need to work here. And they were like, okay, well, what can you do? And I was like, I mean, I'm fresh out of school. I can pretty much do whatever. And so they were like, well, we'll see. And I was like, okay, cool. So I felt like, okay, I got to keep showing up now, like every single day, because they not taking me seriously. So I show up every single day.
Really? So they didn't say you could be an intern, you could
No.
work here, you could shadow someone. You go back
Every day for 3 months.
and you ask for a certain person.
I asked for a certain person and they would never let me see him. And I kept showing up anyway. I was like a stalker. Like, if you do that now, you'll probably go to jail. But back then it was okay. Cause I was like, I'm coming in here.
How long did you do that?
I did it for 3 months. I showed up every day in the lobby for 3 months.
Wow.
Every day. I got cool with the receptionist.
Right.
That was
So
my
how long
boy.
you just sit there and just.
I would just sit there and he would be like, you serious? You serious, aren't you? I was like, very.
Wow.
Yeah, and then one day, the PD came out and he was like, listen, come on back here, because what's up? You come here every day.
So the person in charge of hiring and putting
Yep.
you on the radio finally decides
Finally.
enough is enough. Let me see who this is, and comes out.
Yep.
Were you shocked?
I was like, what took you so long? I'm like, I've been out here for 3 months. And he was like, no, I've been watching you. And I've been seeing how consistent you've been. You haven't been causing any trouble. You just come in and chill and wait on me. I said, absolutely.
So he brings you in the office. You kind of have that conversation.
We do.
What's next?
So we have that conversation. He was like, okay, you can board op. And so I'm like, okay, cool. I'll board op.
For those that are listening, that means you can run the board, but
can run
you
the board.
cannot talk.
I cannot talk. I can just strictly run the board.
You can make the radio, you can play the radio, but you cannot talk on the radio.
I cannot talk on the radio. And I thought that was like the biggest thing ever. I really did. I was like, okay, I can just run the board. That's fine. But I'm running the board in the most boring station ever.
Now, wait a minute. They're paying you, though.
They're paying me, though.
So you did accomplish the goal
I did.
of getting paid.
I did.
And you did get in.
I got in. You
Okay, wait a minute,
listen,
you
if
get
you
a
take
bell.
nothing from this, number one, don't stalk now because you will go to jail. Don't show up at people's place of employment. But you have to stay consistent. You have to. If you want something, no, it's not an option. And it just wasn't for me. It's still not. No, it's like, okay, I'll be back. That's what I take no as. Yeah.
So they take you in, you start working, you could play the radio to
I can't
people,
talk.
but you cannot
I cannot
They
say a
said it
word.
was a boring station.
Oh, it was so boring. And we're doing carts.
Okay.
talk. For Angie.
I'm throwing it. That's for Angie.
And for the audience that are
yes.
listening, that's like 8 tracks.
Yep.
Old school 8
Old
tracks.
school. Yep.
And the music was on these old school 8 tracks. All right. So what happens next?
So I'm in the station. I do that for a while, and then one day I got my big break. So there was a live broadcast, and there was no board op. I've never been in. This was at a hip hop station, so I've never been in that station before. I didn't know anything about the board at all. So I get a call that the board op, who's supposed to be running the live broadcast, is not coming. So I'm like, okay, well, they like, you have to go in there and start the live broadcast. And I'm like, I don't know how to do that. They was like, well, you have to go in there and figure it out. So I was like, yeah, it's my time. It's my time to shine.
That was the attitude you took.
Yeah, I was like, it's
not
my...
like, I'm going to mess up their broadcast. They're going to be so mad. No, you didn't do that.
Wait, it gets better. So I go in there and I completely mess up the live broadcast.
You get a bell for that, too. Where's the bell?
What did you do?
Oh, my God, Angie, what didn't I do? I had all kind of stuff going on. I had commercials going off. I had all kind of bells and whistles and everything going on. I completely bombed the entire live broadcast.
How'd you feel?
I just felt like at least I went in there and tried.
Really? You had no empathy for all the mess ups.
You know what was funny, though? I was so apologetic to the program director. He was cracking up. He was like, AP, it's okay. Like, you've proven to me that if I need you, you'll step in. And that's what I want. Wow. I want a team player. Like, you didn't, give me no back talk. You were just like, okay, I'll go in there and figure it out. And I did. I tried to figure it out. Once I messed up, I figured out what I did wrong. And then the rest of the broadcast was good. And that was my first time being on a very large switchboard.
We are winding down Women's Month in March. We decided we would speak to a broadcaster who as a woman, had to go through these things to try to work her way up.
Yeah.
Someone we knew, and she is still a kid to us. But she was always really good.
Oh, thanks.
So we are getting her story. She is known on the radio as AP. Mm-hmm. So now you totally destroyed and messed up this broadcast. You've had your meeting with the. They would have had to find me. I'd be somewhere in a box in a hole. They had to beg me. Not you. You confronted right away.
Yeah.
What happens next?
So he's like, I got an opportunity for you to be on the air. And I was like, really? I'm like, you want me on the air after I'd done all this? He's like, yeah, I think, I need to give you a shot. So I said, cool. So I said, well, when and what time? It was at 6:00 in the morning on a Sunday.
Okay.
For 1 hour.
For 1 hour.
From 6 to 7.
Oh, that's your first break.
That's my first radio shift.
And
Sunday. 6 to 7.
6 to
6 a.m. to 7 a.m. Right.
So tell us about day one.
Day one was really good. I was so excited and nervous at the same time. And I just knew that no one would be listening.
So you thought.
It's 6:00 in the morning. I'm like, nobody is going to be listening to me.
And Sunday.
On a Sunday. I'm like, nobody's going to be listening to me. And it was so crazy because the first day that I was on the air, somebody from Murray Wright, somebody from my high school called in to the station.
Beautiful.
And they were like, April. And I was like, who's this? You're listening. I was so excited. I was like, somebody's listening. And she was like, oh my God, I'm so proud of you. I knew that was you. I just know your voice. I knew that was you. I was like, girl, thank you for listening, girl. Thank you for listening.
You get through it.
I get through it.
You feel good.
I feel great. Yeah.
So you now go through a series of Sundays. What changed?
What changed was the fact that I feel like I kept showing up. I mean, if I would tell anybody anything, you just have to keep showing up. And even if it's small, we're not to despise the day of small beginnings. You know what I'm saying? Something so small can end up being something so great. And so I think a lot of times we get discouraged because it's not
glamorous.
It's not glamorous. And anything that you want to do, it's not going to be glamorous all the time. You just got to keep going and keep showing up. So that's what I did. And then my responsibilities grew after that. So it goes from 1 hour to 2 hours to 4 hours. It goes to the whole weekend. It goes to filling in for every day part. It goes to hosting all of the clubs in the city. I was like the only part-timer on the air at that time that had 3, 4, 5 club nights.
Come on.
Like every night. I was partying. I was hosting everything in the city.
You were known amongst our group.
Come on.
And we loved it. We loved it. As America's party girl.
I hosted everything.
We love that.
I hosted everything, and I had the radio will always be my first love. I had the absolute time of my life. I'm filled with joy right now, just even talking about it. Like I met you guys, like, you know what I mean? Like I had the best time ever. It was the best time of my life.
That's an amazing story.
It was the best time of my life.
That's an amazing story. So what are you doing today?
Today, I am the host of my own show. It's called The AP Show. Look, I get joy seeing that too.
Yes.
It's called The AP Show. It's an incredible show. I'm not saying it because it's mine. It's just a really good show. It's a feel-good show. You know, it's a show highlighting some of the best and most talented people across this city, in the world, period. I love interviews. Like, that's my thing. Y'all know that. That's my thing. So I just like highlighting people that are doing amazing things. It's very, my show is very light. You know, I don't do the gossip. I don't do, you know, the hard stuff. I do the feel good stuff. Yeah.
How do we find it?
We find it on IG Live. It's every other Thursday at 9 o'clock.
AM or PM?
PM.
9 p.m. on IG,
Yep.
right?
Yep, every other Thursday.
Every other Thursday. How long have you been doing it?
Well, I've been doing my show since 2015. It was called Ask AP, so it started off a little different. It started off as an advice column. And I moved from that to my interviews in 2020. So the situation was, in 2020, I was supposed to go into a studio, and then the pandemic happened. So when the pandemic happened, I was like, well, listen, everybody about to be in the house, so I have to figure out something to do in here. And so I was like, what if I just go live? Because I never really went live on Instagram before. So I was like, what if I just start going live? So I started going live, and then I started to incorporate the interviews, and because I wanted to get back to interviewing. So I was like, well, maybe I should see who I can get on the show. And another great thing is the relationships that I made along my journey in radio. Like, my relationships are everything. And I have relationships with some of the greatest people that I can pick up my phone and call them and say, hey, I need you on my show, and it's a no-brainer. They just come right on. So I started interviewing everybody. And so the show just kind of pretty much like took off. It just is doing what it's supposed to do, and I'm grateful. I'm so grateful.
One more time, tell people how they can find it.
So I am on Instagram. It's called The AP Show. The show is every other Thursday at 9 p.m.
So where are we with Thursdays? What about this Thursday?
This Thursday, we're off. Next Thursday, we'll be on. Yep.
Wow, 9 p.m.
Yep.
Wow.
The AP
Amazing.
Show.
That
I came a long way, y'all.
That is cool.
Yes.
You still enjoy your broadcast.
I absolutely do. I think I was made for this, for what I'm doing now, but I don't think I would be able to do what I do now if it hadn't been for being on the radio. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is where it started. Yes. So that's why when I walked in here, my heart was just so, I was like, this is, I felt the magic when I walked in, for sure.
You can hear it in your voice.
Yeah, I love, this was, I'm telling you, radio, I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't change a thing. This is where it started.
Angie Starr would not stop talking about
I love Angie. Angie has always been Team AP.
Yes.
Angie has always been Team AP.
Yes.
Angie, from the moment I met Angie has always been Team AP. You see when I came here how we clown.
Right.
Angie has always been Team AP, for sure. Yes.
But you know what I've always respected, like she says, her tenacity. She always was on point, but then you always work with excellence and you take things to 110.
I do.
You don't just half do things, you really do things. So I always saw success for you. So
Angie, thanks so much.
You are the real deal.
I've
met
so
a
much,
lot
Angie.
of people in radio, but you the real deal.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
I really appreciate
you have
that.
The gift inside of you. So
yes,
I've
you
got
can hear it.
Yeah, I've got some young people aspiring to do what you've been able to do. Advice for them.
Ooh, keep going. You gotta start. I think a lot of times people think they don't have what they need to have to start. You do. You just gotta start. You know what I mean? With whatever you have, because along the way you'll get everything that you need along the way. You know what I'm saying? You'll meet great people, build relationships. That is one thing that I'll tell everybody to do. You have to have good relationships with people because that is this business. It's all about relationships. Money will come. All of that good stuff will come. But you have to build those relationships because this is a relationship. You know what I mean? Like me being able to be on Mason and Starr. Like this is a this is a relationship. You know, if I didn't have this relationship, there's no way we could sit down here and talk. Right. And so I would say that to anybody, build your relationships. That's the most important thing in anything you do. You gotta connect with people. You know, you can't do everything by yourself. Networking is a real thing. Get out here, put yourself out here, get in those rooms. You know, sometimes it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable, but you got to get out there. You have to.
And I heard you say one thing that I just kind of want you to reiterate on. No. If somebody tells you no, what do you do?
I don't know what that means.
What a great answer. I don't know what that means.
I don't know, Angie. I don't know what no means.
Come on.
I mean, I'm just being honest. Like, I don't know what I never knew what it meant as a kid, and I don't know what it means as an adult. No? What do you mean no? Like,
there's a way.
There is a way to do everything. There is a way to do everything. Like, I don't know. It's just like, okay, well, maybe not right now. I'll be back, though. You know what I'm saying? I just take it as okay, they don't get it now. That's okay. That's cool. I'll be back. You know, I don't take no for an answer. Never have.
It has been a great privilege to have you on.
No, it is a privilege for me to be on your show.
I don't think we've ever put a broadcaster on.
Really?
Outside of our pizza boys. Lieutenant Dre.
And BJ.
And BJ.
Oh, yeah.
Right? But
see, you guys, I'm telling you, you guys were the next.
You guys,
yes.
you don't know.
Period.
If we own something, man,
yes.
the talent you guys brought, because
that was a time.
We used to listen to you guys.
Yeah, I know.
Like you listened to us.
Yeah.
Which was fun. And I'd what's it called? Troll? I would troll BJ.
BJ is incredible.
I'd be telling him everything he said, when he laughed, when he coughed, you know.
BJ is incredible.
So are you. And we were so glad to get the call. And we couldn't wait to get you on.
I was happy. I was like, I'm going to be on Mason and Starr.
We're all one and always have been.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks so much.
Yes.
Thanks for sharing your story.
Absolutely. Anytime.
That was beautiful. Again, they can find you on Instagram.
Yep. Instagram, it is the AP Show every other Thursday at 9 p.m. So if you just go to my Instagram, you'll see everything. I'm always keeping it updated, and you'll know when the show comes on, who will be on the show, the whole 9 yards. And please feel free to check out all my other interviews. They're pretty good with some amazing people. How do they follow you? My Instagram is the AP Show.
That's it.
Yep.
That's how we find you.
Yep.
AP, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Have a great week.
You too.
Happy Women's Month.
Yes.
I know. Shout out to all the ladies in the place with style and grace.